I'm honestly a little disappointed that Rally Race McQueen received a color changer. The Race and Rescue line is very expansive with nearly 20 releases, and it's received 6 different color changers, all of them so far being pretty solid choices for cars to turn into color changers. We have Rescue Vehicle McQueen and Mater, kind of your 2 main Cars characters there, and then also Sarge, Sheriff, and Red, with Red easily being the highlight of the whole Color Changers lineup, in my opinion. And those 3 also make perfect sense because they're easily the most important of the rescue vehicles in the Race and Rescue lineup. And then, for our 6th and presumably final Color Changer, we just got the other McQueen variant in the line, and I'm honestly a little let down by that. We get so many McQueen Color Changers. You know, that makes sense. McQueen is the main character of the franchise, but when color changer waves tend to only include 1 or 2 new releases in each wave, I'm always a little disappointed when one of them is just another McQueen. It was especially bad when Cars on the Road was coming out. We have like 7 different on-the-road McQueen color changers, okay? It's ridiculous. There are 3 different variants of Road Trip McQueen alone in the color changers line. There was a wave of color changers in late 2022 where the only new color changers were 2 new McQueens with, was it Cave McQueen and the Silver Road Trip McQueen, right? What I'm saying is there are an absolute ton of McQueen color changers, and while I typically don't mind since he is the main character, I was really hoping we would get some more unique ones because Race and Rescue has some very unique, very strange character choices within it. I was personally really expecting us to get a Race and Rescue or Race Rally Jeff Gorvette color changer. I thought it was an inevitable choice since just last year we received the first ever Jeff Gorvette color changer. I thought they were obviously going to take that opportunity and use the mold and make a Race Rally Jeff color changer, but unfortunately that didn't happen. I would have loved to have gotten some of the other characters instead, but no, we just have the other McQueen. And while that's not necessarily bad, I am just a little let down, especially with this probably being the last Race and Rescue color changer, considering, if you follow Cars rumors, the rest of the ones coming out this year are, or for next year, for 2026, since this is technically a 2026 release, the rest of the 2026 ones are variants based on the movies or from the new Celebration line. So, for the final Race and Rescue color changer, I'm a little let down, but as far as the item itself is, looking past me being disappointed by character choice, it is looking like a pretty solid release. Anyway guys, welcome back to another review, and to another color changer review. Today, we have the final color changer to take a look at for now, until I get Red. I really hope I get Red soon. That's such a cool release. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Race Rally 200, or sorry, Rally Race 200. I always say it wrong for some reason. Lightning McQueen color changer, changing from light blue to red, a color combination we've seen on McQueen a few different times, but always just a little bit different. This seems like it's going to be very similar to the McQueen that came in the Rusty's Garage playset earlier this year, or Rusty's Car Wash set earlier this year. So yeah, as I've been saying in my other recent color changer reviews, for 2026, color changer packaging is being changed ever so slightly. The Cars logo has been moved to the other side. Color changer's logo has been moved down. This part at the top is a little bit different, taking up a little bit different amount of space now. And the angle the water is hitting the cars at has been changed as well. Just a little minor packaging refresh, which is pretty interesting. Another pretty interesting thing about this item is the artwork. This color changer art features the Cars 3 McQueen design, edited to be Rally Race McQueen, but the one you could get in the actual diecast line uses Cars 1 art. So just pretty interesting, right? That for whatever reason, they didn't reuse the artwork from the regular diecast. They reused, or they made new art for the color changer. So we have 2 different renders being modified into Rally Race McQueen. Pretty interesting. Doesn't really matter, obviously, because it's the same character, but it is pretty fun and just kind of funny to see that. In cold water, this guy is going to be red, and in warm water, this guy is going to be blue. I think that might be different to things we've seen before. That is pretty interesting. Typically, you know, your darker color is the one for cold water, and it's hard to see. This McQueen is kind of between states. When I got him, he was fully red, but over time he's actually changed back to blue, just being in my room with the heat on. You can see the red here is actually very dark. So the red color being the cold water color does make sense. It's a much darker red than we're used to. And with color changers, it's always going to be a little different from the car's usual color, especially depending on, you know, if it's warm water or cold water changing it. But yeah, looks like we're going to have a very dark red for McQueen, as you can see there. Look at that. He's got kind of a sick tie-dye design going on right now. Anyway, here is McQueen out of the box, out of the package. If you saw my review of the regular Rally Race McQueen just the other day, you'd know I'm not really the biggest fan of this design. I spent a lot of time in my review talking about what I think didn't work with this item. I'm not a big fan of the color scheme on any of these Rally Race cars. I think using gray and dark blue as accent colors just looks really awkward, but I will say changing McQueen's color to blue actually kind of makes me like the design better in general. I also think this color changer genuinely has a far superior expression to this McQueen, to the diecast. I said in my review that I really don't like the eye expression on the diecast. It looks really off, same with the mouth, but here the face looks honestly perfectly fine. We got the Radiator Springs Rally Race 200 logo there on the hood, 95 underneath the headlight. Interestingly, he has those kind of drawn on, looks kind of hand-drawn headlights, similar to the Rescue Vehicle McQueen color changer and diecast, something that was not present on the Rally Race diecast itself. Moving on to the side, we of course have that interesting white lightning bolt. Here, it's actually done a bit differently. It doesn't have the sort of ombre. Maybe, actually, no, it does have that just a little bit. Not as strong as it does on the diecast. Another thing that's not on the diecast is, another thing that's not on this version, but is on the diecast, is the lightning bolt stretching onto the top there. Something very unique, but since the color changers use stickers, they didn't do that. They didn't want the sticker wrapping around, I guess. Another interesting thing here is the 95 is actually colored in red on the regular diecast. The 95 is just kind of a black and sort of blue highlighted outline that you can kind of see the red through. But here it is fully colored. I'm kind of surprised they didn't just make this a sort of hollow sticker with just a black outline. No, they fully colored in the red, which means the red isn't going to match the rest of the body. You could already see it is significantly lighter than the rest. Same is true for the 95 here, attached to lightning bolt. On the side, we got the piston cup, octane gain, RPM, revolting, and clutch aid stickers there on the side, just like with the regular diecast. Also, just like with the regular diecast, we have these nice colorful wheels, but unlike the diecast, look at that. The back wheel is a really nice shiny silver, something that is not on the diecast at all. I don't know what happened there, but that looks nice. Look at that. That coloring is absolutely beautiful. Why did they go so hard for the back wheels on a Race and Rescue color changer? That is, dude, that is so nice. Honestly, guys, the Rally Race cars would work so much better if they had silver on them instead of just gray. That looks so cool. Anyway, Rally Race 200 logo there on the back with that sort of darker blue coloring. There is a look at the back, which you can see is also just rapidly changing colors. There's a look at the other side. And finally, we're going to take a look at the base. And now it's time to have this McQueen take a dip. All right, we got our hot and cold water. We've got our McQueen, and I also brought out the Cars 1 McQueen that came with the playset earlier on this year, which is also light blue to red, and I am very happy to say that these are actually completely different shades of blue. Despite both of them being light blue and warm water and red and cold water, they made them different shades. This is now the third blue to red McQueen, and the second one this year alone. And all three of them have different shades of blue, and that's just so nice. That's something that I've really loved about the Color Changers line since it came back. They're just always making sure each item is different, and I think that's really, really great. We're going to dip him in the warm water. As you can see, now that he's fully blue, yeah, that looks nice. Honestly, I like this way better than the regular diecast. I'm sorry, regular diecast. It's over there. He's watching, sadly, from the other side of the sink with Sarge. He's a little disappointed. But yeah, this is nice. It's honestly nicer on camera. It's a bit more of a vibrant blue. Off camera, it's a bit more dull. But this is really nice. It's really kind of reminding me of Dynaco McQueen. Anyway, we dip it into the cold water here. Yeah, these dark reds always take a minute to change it back, but considering the copious amount of ice cubes here, he'll probably be fully red in no time. There you go. Yeah, this is a very, 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 very dark red. Probably the darkest red we've ever seen on a McQueen color changer. Can we put this guy in there too? Yeah, this guy changed to also a dark red, but see, not as dark red as this one. Very, very similar red, actually, but this one definitely does come off as maybe a little bit darker. Maybe they're the same. I'm not sure, but you know, this is a far cry from the really bad on the road color changer McQueen that came in the 2-pack that was blue to red, where the blue was like purple and the red was like really dark purple and ugly and almost like maroon. It was weird and bad. But why is so much of this video me roasting the on the road McQueen color changers? Regardless, honestly, this does look pretty solid. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. I honestly think I kind of like it in blue better than the original diecast. While I would have definitely preferred a different item get our final Race and Rescue color changer, as far as color changers go, this one is not bad at all. And look at that wheel, that's so nice. Anyway guys, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.